It is right in front of us every morning for at least 3 months of the year. Frosted car windows. Many people every year arrive late to work because of it, are late to class because of it, or are simply just annoyed because of it. Even me. My name is Schraub and I am a detective. I was approached by many victims to solve this problem. I decided to write down and share my experience of how I cracked this case. This is the story of how I solved the problem of having to wait to defrost your car windows in the morning. The first thing I needed to do was map out the entire situation. By doing this, I would be able to see what specific step or steps I can make an improvement on to fix this problem. It all starts by just getting everything ready in the morning and grabbing your keys. There isn't a real problem here, people just feel neutral. The second step is walking outside and approaching your car. When you do this, you get the first glimpse that your windows are frosted over. You suddenly get a rush of stress and you're annoyed because you need to leave soon. After that, you get in your car and start it as soon as possible while also putting your defrosters on full blast. By now you feel very irritated because nobody likes to wait. After you finally get the windows to defrost, you hurry to work or school because you don't want to be late. Having mapped this out, I saw where there could be places to improve on. I decided to research this issue a little further so I'd have a better idea of how to fix things. For my head research, I just figured out what exact temperature it takes for the windows to frost over, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. I also learned that the main cause for the frost is the water vapor and humidity in the air. Learning these things helped me get a better understanding of where and why car windows frost. When forming my heart research, I decided to focus on how other people felt and I conducted some interviews. A few stood out. The man in one of them just went on a rant about how annoying this is because it happens to him every morning. A girl told me that she always forgets to leave early and it's so annoying having to wait for her car to warm up. Another guy said that his heat isn't strong at all, so he has to wait even longer for his car to warm up. These interviews and others gave me some great information to base an insight off of. When creating my insight, the interviews I held influenced me the most. The common theme was the annoyance of waiting. People wanted a way where they wouldn't have to wait for the windows to defrost because having to sit in your car and wait makes you irritated. Based on this information I gathered, I decided to make my insight, people want to have their windows defrosted when they get in the car in the morning because they want to be on time for work or school, but they must wait for their windows to defrost from the cold. Having made the insight, I decided to make my challenge question. Wouldn't it be great if we had some way of defrosting our car windows before we had to leave in the morning? With my insight and challenge question cemented, the time had come to brainstorm ideas for a solution. I decided to time myself for 5 minutes and see how many ideas I could come up with for a solution. I tried to have a good mix of practical and crazy, and towards the end I started to build off of other ideas I had. After coming up with about 20 ideas, I attempted another ideation method. I took 4 of my original ideas and laid them in the middle, and then I brainstormed again and created bigger and better ideas around the original ones. After brainstorming, I had about 50 ideas to choose from. Obviously, I needed to weed some of them out, so I started to converge. When making the decision of what ideas to cut out, I used some convergence questions. The two big questions I came up with were what are the most convenient ideas and what are the simplest ideas. After a lot of refining, I had down to two ideas: a sliding window cover and a detachable, battery-operated heating unit. With these two ideas in mind, I wanted to make a prototype of each to see how they would look optically. Prototyping these two ideas was the last step in determining what would be the best solution. By doing this, I was able to see if either of these ideas could actually work or not. I sketched a prototype of the sliding window cover and realized that although it would keep the window from freezing over, the driver would still have to go outside to move the cover away. When I prototyped the detachable heating unit, I was able to use a radio as a physical model because it was very similar in size to what I wanted. With my sketch of it, I was able to show a more detailed outline of what it would do. After debating which one to choose from the prototypes, I decided to choose the detachable heating unit. It would allow users to never have to wait for their car to defrost again, it would cover more of the windshield, and it would defrost the window more efficiently. All the customer has to do is simply press a button before heading outside. Convenience is key. So that's how I solved the case. Throughout each step of the way, I learned that any problem in the world, even one as simple as this, is extremely complicated. There's work to be done at each step, and I learned that every detail you pick up along the way is important. Solving this problem influenced me to solve problems in a new light. When I get reports of a new problem to solve, I'll be better equipped. My name is Schraub. Thank you for listening.